All right, stop scrolling, because this is the car that might just flip the entire EV sports segment on its head. It's called the Alpine A390, and on paper, it's the French answer to Porsche's Macan EV. We're talking triple motors, up to 470 horsepower, insane torque, and a range that can stretch to 555 kilometers. But here's the kicker. Alpine didn't just build an electric car. They built an electric driver's car, and that changes everything. Let's dive in. Identity and market position. So, what is this thing exactly? The Alpine A390 is an all-electric sports fastback, scheduled for release in 2026. The 400 horsepower GT and the 470 horsepower GTS. And Alpine's aiming it squarely at the Macan EV, but with a sportier edge. Think less family-friendly SUV, more lean, athletic fastback built for people who actually enjoy driving. Design and exterior. First impressions? Sleek. The A390 carries that fastback profile with a lot of confidence. Low, sharp nose, wide stance, and those aggressive creases that scream aerodynamics. Up front, you've got Alpine's signature round lights reimagined in a futuristic EV style. And around the back, the coupe roofline flows into a sculpted tail, with aero elements clearly inspired by the Alpenglow concept car. This isn't trying to be subtle. It's designed to look fast, standing still. Interior. Inside, the A390 mixes driver focus with EV tech. The GT gets sporty seats, a 12.3-inch driver cluster, and a 12-inch infotainment system running Google's Android Automotive. So you've got Google Maps, Assistant, and EV route planning built in. Step up to the GTS, and things get spicy. Massaging Seatbelt bucket seats, a premium Deviolate sound system, and onboard telemetrics. It's modern and high-tech, but still keeps that cocooned cockpit vibe that reminds you this is a performance car first. Performance specs. Here's where things get exciting. Both trims use a triple motor setup. One motor up front, two motors on the rear axle. That means not only all-wheel drive, but also torque vectoring. Each rear wheel can be driven independently for insane cornering precision. The GT puts out 400 horsepower and 650 newton meters of torque. Good for 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds. Step up to the GTS, and you're looking at 470 horsepower, 808 newton meters, and a 3.9 second sprint to 100. Top speed, 220 kilometers per hour. Now keep in mind, this thing weighs just over 2.1 tons, so Alpine's clearly optimized the software and torque delivery to make it feel sharper than the numbers alone suggest. Technology and features. On the tech side, Alpine's gone fully connected. You've got EV route planning, a digital driving coach to sharpen your skills, live telemetrics for track sessions, and of course, Android Automotive with Google baked right in. Safety and assistance features? Expect the full suite. Adaptive cruise, lane assist, the works. Though Alpine has been careful to keep the focus on the driver, not autopilot gimmicks. Driving experience. So what does that feel like? Imagine pressing the throttle and getting instant, punch-you-in-the-back acceleration, but without the weighty numbness some EVs suffer from. Thanks to torque vectoring, the A390 rotates beautifully into corners. It's precise. The front digs in, the rear pushes, and you're slingshotted out with a grin. Alpine even added a steering wheel overtake button. Tap it, and you get a temporary power boost. It's little touches like that that tell you this car was engineered with fun in mind, not just efficiency. Range and charging. Now, because this is an EV, you probably want numbers. The A390 packs an 89 kilowatt-hour battery. Range, up to 555 kilometers on the GT, or 520 on the more powerful GTS. DC fast charging maxes out at 190 kilowatts, which means 15 to 80% in around 25 minutes. That's very competitive. And here's something cool. It supports bi-directional charging. So not only can it power your house or devices, it can even send energy back to the grid. Price and value. Pricing hasn't been made official yet, but estimates place it between £60,000 and £70,000 in the UK, or around 125,000 Australian dollars. That makes it directly competitive with the Porsche Macan EV. So what you're really choosing here is, do you want the prestige of Porsche or the raw, lightweight racing DNA of Alpine? Because that's the value proposition, heritage, and brand story. Remember, Alpine isn't just some startup. This is a brand with Le Mans and rally wins under its belt. Lightweight, nimble, driver-focused. That's been their DNA for decades. The A390 isn't a random EV project. It's a continuation of that philosophy, brought into the electric era. Final thoughts. So what's the bottom line? The Alpine A390 isn't chasing Tesla-style gimmicks or luxury SUV comfort. It's aiming to be the driver's EV, a machine that feels alive in your hands, one that proves electric cars don't have to be boring. If you want a practical family crossover, buy a Macan EV. But if you want something that turns every drive into an event, this might just be the purist's electric sports car we've been waiting for. That's the Alpine A390, an EV that promises driving excitement without compromise. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button. Let me know in the comments whether you'd pick this over a Porsche Macan EV, and hit subscribe, because next up, we're putting this against the Lotus Emea. You don't want to miss it.